Biafra, superstars, media.
My people, my Biafran people, now how on a day, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you listen to the sound of my voice. This one at Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say may God bless Biafra, and may God bless His Excellency Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless, may God bless, may God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency ESN Ekpa Simon and Joko, for the job Simon is doing. Simon, I want to say we thank you, we appreciate you, we love you, because we know in your hands Biafra is coming, in your hands Biafra is safe, and in your hands when Biafra comes, the people of Biafra will rejoice. My fellow Biafrans, today, just for the sake of records, because sometimes it is good to say, I told you so. For the sake of records, we shall analyze the video of Aloy Ejimakor, Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, a man who I respect, a man who I admire, a man who, in the time of, temptation, they tried to blackmail this man live in court. Those who are down with the DOS, Madobogo, and the rest of them, when they call the name of Simon Ekpa, and they try to make Nnamdi Kanu to speak against Simon Ekpa, Barrister Aloy Ejimakor stood firm and told them, no, do not say that. And today, my fellow people, very, very sad one, very, very sad one. He has gone to the Court of Appeal to appeal the case of Nnamdi Kanu, where the then judge, Justice Binta Nyako, she refused to grant our leader bail, despite the Supreme Court said all what it said. Just to let them know that, what they are saying sometimes when we explain to them that Nnamdi Kanu may not be able to get justice from Nigeria in the Nigerian system. They kind of doubt us. They assume we are just talking. They assume we are just, angry with Nigeria, that we call them a bad name and all that stuff. But now it is clear to them that even when a Supreme Court, in their judgment, they said Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail, that the so-called Zoo government should have respected the bail condition of Nnamdi Kanu while he was in his home enjoying his bail. Despite those were the words of the Supreme Court, you still had Justice Binta Nyako in a high court countered the rulings of the Supreme Court. So, Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, he has gone back to court to appeal today. Let us read what he said on his Twitter or his X page. Then I will come back and revisit this video you are seeing here, because this video has a lot of meaning. There are some secrets here, some coded message in this video you are seeing here. I will come back and analyze this video in audio. If you're with me, let us go to the X page of Barrister Aloy Ejimakor. Listen. Okay, we are there now. And he says, about 8 hours ago, he said, Kanu heads to appeal court. Denial of his right to facilitate or to facilitate, to prepare his defense and access to counsel in the jurisdictional issue. Okay, without which his trial cannot proceed. So what he's saying is, Kanu, they have head to the appeal court due to the denial of his right to facilities to prepare his defense and access to counsel, which is himself and the other legal people. It's a judicial, or what is a jurisdictional issue? A jurisdictional, I mean, the jurisdiction is an issue without which his trial cannot proceed. So here he's trying to say the trial of Nnamdi Kanu may not go on. It may not proceed because of what he's going through. Where he's been held in the DSS dungeon, he doesn't have access to the legal counsel. They don't have access to even discuss with him. They can't even prepare for his appeal. Even though a court has said Nnamdi Kanu should not be tried in any other case in that so-called Nigeria. But suddenly, Aloy Ejimakor has been forced into going through all this because Nigeria is not fair. I believe the only solution for Nnamdi Kanu, my people, is what Simon Ekpa said, that we shall release Nnamdi Kanu as a prison exchange. Because the way I'm seeing the zoo, they would want to do all they can to hold him there. And if they keep on doing that, the only way we can release Nnamdi Kanu is through a prison exchange, because they cannot stop our Biafra from coming this year. So even though, it saddens me that we are going to the third year that our leader has been kidnapped since 2021, I believe in June. It's almost, in fact, we're in April going to May, June 2024. Think about it. Since 2021, he has been kidnapped. The DOS, they did nothing. They were sleeping on duty. They were relaxing. The ESN since 2021, they've not been active until Simon Ekpa now had to float our Biafra Liberation Army, whereby all the members of ESN that were loyal had to do what they call a transfer into the Biafra Liberation Army and the rest of them. Now, before I analyze that video, Barrister Aloy Ejimakor played a video, a similar video of what Nnamdi Kanu is going through. He said, this is what Nnamdi Kanu is going through. In fact, let us go there. Let's go there. In this video, he's saying this young man who is speaking is explaining exactly what Nnamdi Kanu is going through in the DSS dungeon. According to Aloy Ejimakor, he said, and I quote, I edited this video to the part that captured the horrid picture of where this man was detained. What he described virtually mirrors that of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. No fair trial can ever emanate from such. If you are with me, let us hear the audio that Aloy Ejimakor was speaking about. Then I'll come back to make some more analysis. Listen.
What was it like in a Nigerian prison?
Okay. 3 years has passed, so we can take humor from it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But
what was it?
It was very. There were very.
I didn't mean to be.
It's all good. I get it.
What was it like in a Nigerian prison?
Right. So we get put into this cage that's about 6 meters by 6 meters. Or 3 of us, full of rat feces, human urine, mold. And the most dangerous situation that we're in is one of our friends, David, who's 20 years older than me. This was 3 years ago. I was 27. Now I'm 30. So he's 47. He has an immune system disorder that if he doesn't have his medication, he dies. In fact, he's survived 2 cancers from his condition. medication, and we find ourselves in the place that's the worst if his immune system were to crash, and his medication is 15 hours away in the hotel, and it's already been 2 days that he hasn't taken his medication. So I basically now have 5 days to get help and to get my friend out, or else he dies. And it wasn't easy. They were starving us. They didn't give us food for 5 days, only water, and they were taking us for interrogation. Never charged us with anything. Never
Physical interrogation.
I mean, I would say that starving someone and keeping them in those conditions is a form of torture, but they...
Okay, that's touchy. You know, he just explained or described how the cell it was at, 6 by 6, and all that stuff, you know. The torture, the trauma, lack of food, and all that. So what Aloy Ejimakor is saying is, this is a mirror of what Nnamdi Kanu is going through. What this man just said is a perfect mirror of what our leader, Oyendu, Nnamdi Kanu, is going through. Okay. At this point, I want to analyze the video of Aloy Ejimakor when he came out straight from the last court date, and listen to what he said. There are some coded message there, and I wish to decode it today, this afternoon, this morning, and tonight. Listen.
Do a count so that everybody.
What's your own mic?
All right, let's go.
Please react to this court proceedings.
Well, ladies and gentlemen of the media, I think can we have some? Are we going to start all over?
Start.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media and members of the public, I think it's very necessary that we make very clear what happened in court today.
Okay.
We do not want to call it a travesty of justice because of the respect we had for the judiciary, but we are utterly disappointed that today bail was refused. On what grounds? The Supreme Court on 15 December criticized very severely the revocation of Nnamdi Kanu's bail. In several pages, which we are going to make available to the media, at pages 19, 20, and 21 of Justice Agem's judgment, he even suggested that the impartiality of the trial court in revoking Nnamdi Kanu's bail is suspect. We didn't mind all of that, but still we made an application, a fresh application, to my Lord, urging her to exercise discretion to restore Nnamdi Kanu's bail. She refused it without any reason.
Okay, she refused it without any reason. This was the last court. I believe it was the 19th of March. If not the 17th. I believe it's the 19th of March. Justice Binta Nyako, because you see, you all assume that the person holding Nnamdi Kanu is just Buhari and he was controlling Justice Binta Nyako during that time. Now Buhari is no more. Suddenly, Justice Binta Nyako is still doing what she's doing. Because the power above holding her is making her to act the way she's acting. Nigeria cannot perform because Nigeria does not obey the rule of law. There are those in Nigeria that are above the law. They tell who is free, they tell who is guilty, they tell who can be set free, and they tell who must be held in captivity. It is clear it is the cabal that is controlling that woman. Which is why we said Nnamdi Kanu cannot have a fair trial or whatever you want to call it. I am hoping for Aloy Ejimakor. You know, today he went to the appeal court to appeal. But what he said today, I mean, that day in this video, is exactly what will expose what is happening in Nigeria, because I don't want to stand here and give the Biafran hope. I don't want to give you hope, and when Nigeria do what they normally do, it breaks your heart, it gives you a high blood pressure, you get stress. Let us hear, keep on listening to what this man said on that day. To we the Biafrans, we know Nigeria is not fair. Nigeria does not operate a fair system. Nigerian so-called, rule of law is non-existent. We know that. In fact, our prime minister knows that, because we know there is no way they will release Nnamdi Kanu from cell or from Nigeria for the fact they spent millions of dollars to go and kidnap him. The cabal spent millions of dollars to kidnap him. If you remember, there was a Fulani man who said, we need Nnamdi Kanu, bring him hale and hearty. Do not kill him, do not hurt him, bring him to us. And they put some money on his head. Before you know, in less than 2 weeks, Nnamdi Kanu was seen in Nigeria. So the cabal, they know what they are doing. But I want us to listen to Aloy Ejimakor. Listen to his video. It will reveal a lot. Listen.
What's up? And then we made a second application to accentuate the need for this bail application, pointing to the enormous challenges we face as Defense Counsel in consulting with Nnamdi Kanu privately and confidentially at the detention facility of the DSS headquarters in Abuja. We are only allowed 30 minutes each as counsel on only Mondays and Thursdays for a cumulative period of 2 hours, twice a week, to consult with him separately. And
they only give them 2 hours a week to consult with Nnamdi Kanu separately. 2 hours to consult with Nnamdi Kanu separately. Where is that done? Even with people who are facing felony in the Western world. You will have your lead counsel. You will have access to your lead counsel at all time, because you should be presumed innocent until found guilty. Even though we know that what is happening to Nnamdi Kanu is not even a legal matter. There is a war going on. He is a POW, a prisoner of war. We know the game this cabal. It's just that you guys sometimes you assume you're operating in a sane country. That's the problem I have with some people. You think Nnamdi Kanu is being tried? No. What they are doing to him is they have captured a prisoner of war. The Biafran war has not ended. We are still at war, but the legal team, they are assuming that this is something that could be dealt with in the court case, where you carry even to discuss with your own legal, with your clients, they are not allowing you. They said, oh my, God have mercy. He said, I get frustrated because people, they are operating as if they cannot see what is happening in that zoo. A zoo will remain a zoo. Nigeria is not a country. It is not a place where they practice democracy or the rule of law. People like Peter Obi, they are wasting their time. Watch, in the next 4 years, he's wasting his time. And now the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, I don't know why they think they can get justice from a contraption called Nigeria, a banana republic. Where can you get justice? Who will give you justice when they don't respect the rule of law? In a place where Miss Liberty is not even fair. God have mercy. Because you see, until we'll own up to the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of war in Nigeria, they did all what they did to kidnap him, not to try him, because if he had cases since 2015 or 2017, they should have tried him. But they have no case against him. He is a prisoner of war. He is a political prisoner. But because I know that the Biafran war has not ended, with what I am seeing, honoring this man, Airpeace, a private businessman flying aircraft to London, because it sounded as something being significant. You could see how petty people went talking about the Ishiagu. Suddenly, our identity now is a problem. Our cultural identity is a problem in that zoo, which tells you the enemies, they know that the Biafrans must not be free. We must not be allowed to perform in Nigeria. When you are doing well, they bring you down. If they have the element or whatever they could do, in fact, they don't mind to burn down his airlines the way they are burning down the businesses of Biafrans in Lagos and other places. The war has not ended. There is no true Nigeria. The enemies, they know us. Unfortunately, we are the ones that don't know our enemies, which is why we go around building businesses everywhere. All across Nigeria, you see a Biafran doing business. We don't know our enemies. At the slightest thing you do that is successful or significant, your enemy, they are angry with you. Imagine how petty they could go. Imagine the low blow that somebody, a private businessman flying aircraft, his staff, they are wearing, some of them are wearing the Ishiagu as uniform. It became a problem. But when I'm flying to Dubai, I see those in the Emirates, they are dressing with their hijab and everything. It is fine. It is something that they appreciate. But when it is done in that zoo, it is not appreciated because it is you, the Biafran. They know that they are at war with you, but you are assuming that Nigeria is sweet. You believe in one Nigeria. I hope these things will wake you guys up, that you are not free in Nigeria. Nothing is free or fair towards you. Not the people, not the executives in politics, not even the judiciary. When will our people understand this thing? That something ordinary earpiece for the past few days I've been, it's been like a noise. I go to Twitter, I'm seeing about earpiece. You go Facebook, it's earpiece. You go to Instagram, it is earpiece. The noise, ordinary something petty, a private business. So you could see the anger, the hatred amongst yourselves. They give you, you give them back. They insult you, insult them back. Because you are not a nation. That's what happens. The owner of Tesla, nobody from a different state in America will be angry with him. The owner of Facebook, nobody from another state will say, oh, I hate you because you are from New York and from California. Facebook must go down. It is only happening in Nigeria because Nigeria is not a nation. You are divided across tribal lines. You are not a nation. In a nation, you will not see such as an issue. You won't see that as an issue. That's a very good example to know that Nigeria is not a nation. Because in a nation, you come together and say, we the people, under one accord, we have come to say this. We are declaring this and this. So help us God. Like in America, in God we trust. Then when someone is doing something, you are happy, you are proud that your nation is doing it. But in Nigeria, the opposite is the case. You know you don't love yourself. And when the Biafrans want to leave, you guys keep on setting us back. And I'm a bit angry with the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, because you guys, you are assuming like you are operating in a Pareto kind of, legal system, as if everything is working in the best way. You are acting as if you cannot see what is happening, the politics, the tribalism going on. That's my good friend now, Chief Sunday Igboho, is enjoying in Germany. That Sowore is enjoying in America. But your brother Nnamdi Kanu is still being languishing in the DSS dungeon. You cannot see it. You still think you can go to court to solve the problem? Can't you see what is happening in that zoo? God. This is why I follow Simon Ekpa. This is why from the beginning I said to the whole world, I am a disciple of Mazi Ekpa Simon Njoku, because he is the only one that gets it. Simon Ekpa is the only person so far that understands it. He's seeing things exactly the way I see them. He gets it. He understands. But these other guys, they are scared. They are playing to the gallery. You are going to court when you know even the judge, they are biased. Even in your politics, you saw the election, how the judges, they were even insulting the petitioners. They were angry with Peter Obi. They were angry with Atiku. They were insulting them. How come you brought this kind of rubbish here and all those things? Because you're not a nation, and there is a war still going on. But our legal team, our legal counsel, they are operating as if everything is fine. I am telling you this now because if you guys go this trial, you say you want to go. What happens if the Zoo government, they find Nnamdi guilty? What will you say? Because the DOS, they are busy saying they are fronting the ESN. What will you say? Will you say that they have the jurisdiction to try Nnamdi Kanu? Because if they could buy the judges, what do you expect will happen to Nnamdi Kanu? Okay, let us keep on listening. Listen.
The federal government is feasting to have an accelerated trial. Yes, we too want an accelerated trial, but we have to have it under an environment that respects Section 36, sub 6, B and C of the Nigerian Constitution. It's all about fair hearing. It goes to the ground norm. It goes to the basic norms of the society that you must hear the other side. And to hear the other side, he has to have an adequate facility to prepare his defense and to consult with his lawyers. It's the Constitution that said it. It's not
Constitution, my foot. Constitution, my foot. As the saying goes, he who fails to plan, plans to fail. He who fails to prepare, prepares to fail. What they are doing to you, Aloy Ejimakor, is just, in fact, I don't know. To my fellow Biafrans, please do not be heartbroken. Any news that comes out from this, appeal, do not be heartbroken. All eyes must remain on the rising sun. This distraction by the Zoo government, they are trying all they can to weaken your spirit. They want to find a way to use the case of Nnamdi Kanu to weaken your morale. Please, I am begging you all eyes must remain on the rising sun. On the 2nd of December, we shall declare Biafra. Forget what the Zoo they are doing. Forget about them. They are not fair. You will never get justice in a banana republic. There is a reason why our leader called them a Zoo republic before he was captured or kidnapped by them. How can a man who was kidnapped from Kenya get justice in Nigeria? Where is it done? Sometimes the legal team, they make me lose I go crazy when I say things like this. How do you expect them to give you justice? How do you expect them to give you time to prepare? How do you expect them to give you a fair trial? How do you expect them to put Nnamdi Kanu in a conducive environment? You know these guys, to them, Nnamdi Kanu is a trophy. They have assumed that when they capture him, that will be the end of Biafra. They never knew that our Prime Minister, Obatobie, Agune Chamber, Wakoma, they never knew. Oh Lord my God, they never knew that what they don't know is bigger than them. They never knew. If they knew, oh my God, they would have left Nnamdi Kanu alone. Because in most cases, we saw it happen live. In most cases, Nnamdi Kanu will call for something, then he will say, okay, cancel. He called for boycott of election in 11th hour. He will say, okay, come out and go and vote for, go and do your thing. They never knew that the man called Simon Ekpa is a man that shows no pity, no mercy. His heart, day and back. Nothing you will say that will make him change or deviate from the assignment. Ah, my God, how? What a manner of man is a dragon. Oh, my God, have mercy. Obatobie, that name fits you. Agune Chamber. I also give you the name that my mother gave me. Mwakoma. That's your name now. The smiling assassin. Oh my God. You see him look, he looks calm, but he's deadly. He looks calm. You know, people like us, when we are laughing and cracking jokes, you assume, say, okay, these ones, they are the nice guys. I keep telling you, now the same teeth when dog they use play with in Pekin, that same teeth, now in dog they use bite person. You see, but in this case, you know, let us hear the legal team. They are just doing what they can do. Is there in your Bible? Give what belongs to Caesar, and to God. Give what belongs to Nigeria, and to Biafra. Allow the legal team to keep on doing what they are doing in Nigeria. They are based in Nigeria. They have their law, their legal, their licenses, whatever in Nigeria. And now the Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya and sent to Nigeria. So allow them to keep on doing what they are doing, but leave us right here. Leave our Prime Minister right here to deal with the affairs of Biafra. Do not mix the two together. That's how you apply the lessons in your Bible. That's how you interpret your Bible. You must learn how to interpret. I keep telling you, if you can apply those things in real life, you will get results every day. In fact, that's one of my secrets. I go to the Bible, I read a chapter, then I apply it, because these are principles. Give what belongs to Caesar, and to God. Give what belongs to the zoo, Nigeria, to the zoo, and to Biafra. It means do not allow what the legal team they are doing for Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria to affect what Simon Ekpa is doing, the Biafra Republic government in exile, the cabinet members. All eyes on the rising sun. We must remain resolute. We must remain focused and keep on going. We keep on moving. We will not stop like the DOS, because they sold Nnamdi Kanu in 2021 and they stopped. They thought, yes, job done. They were building their houses, building hotels. They were thanking God. They are now millionaires. They've made money from the zoo, thinking they have ended Biafra struggle by aiding the zoo to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu. That was their biggest mistake. So please, we must remain resolute. I'm only doing this video because someone told me, please speak on this. Speak on this. So I am speaking on it now. Let's continue.
That said it. So we came to my Lord with an application and said, listen, it's impossible for us to conduct this trial under this atmosphere of interference with his right to counsel. They eavesdrop on our conversations. In the little cubicle room of 10 by 10 where we consult with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they have secret listening devices and secret photographic and videographic devices. They listen to our conversations secretly, they take our secret photographs, and we adduced this evidence before my Lord. They confiscate our legal documents. They don't allow us to take notes. Pray. You may be laymen and lay women. The general public may not be lawyers, but is this fair? How can you have trial under circumstances like this? It's not possible. So we're not stalling. It is the federal government that is stalling. We can't take notes. So what is the essence of it? We cannot prepare him adequately. We cannot talk with him. We whisper. We put our lips to his ear. We talk sort of voice.
Hey, God have mercy. Can you imagine? Hey, God. In fact, this legal team, not the try, not the try. You whisper him in his ears. You whisper in his ears. And somehow you think you can represent our leader in court by whispering in his ears. You still want to go with the trial. I'm glad you people are thinking now. See, look, if he's not allowed to leave that place, then there will be no trial. Even though I know the trial is a farce, because Nigerian system is not fair. You see, it's not fair. Nigerian system is not fair. Look at the condition. They go to him, they talk in his ears, they whisper. And when they want to leave, the DSS, the zoo DSS, they confiscate their legal, documents and everything. They can't have a privacy to discuss. And you claim you are in one Nigeria. You claim you are in a nation called Nigeria. Ah, man, you people will be devil. People that still believe in that Nigeria. Biafrans, even the Yorubas that believe in this Nigeria, your boy is there now. Tinubu is there after 4 years or after 8 years. Have you thought about it? It is back to square one. Because I know that the Biafran would not even have time to discuss with power. Peter will be just wasting his time. And by God's grace, we shall not be in that zoo after this year. So to the Yorubas, be careful. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you wish for. Because the way you are entering that Nigerian politics, it might be hard to come out. As you entered with full force. Emilio Con. Okay. Next one will be the Fulani time. That it will be their own turn. No? It's the turn now of Tinubu. It is turn by turn. Next turn will be for the Caliphate. I hope you guys, you will not cheat in the game now, because it's a game you are playing now. It is turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. It's now your turn. Enjoy your turn. But when the Caliphate come back, make you no complain. No. You must play it fair. You are playing the game of chess with the Caliphate. It is turn by turn. But with the Biafrans, so once we have left you, you guys should be doing turn by turn. Because now, from what I'm saying, most of you, not all, but most of you are supporting what is happening in that zoo. You have allowed the cabal to swingle things around, to use you now against us. I'm saying on social media now, it is now not all the Yorubas, but you guys are not the ones being the mouthpiece of this tribalism and hatred towards the Biafrans. But though, I know it is towards those who believe in Nigeria, the Biafrans that believe in Nigeria, because most of us that don't believe in Nigeria, we don't even get involved. I only see it on my timeline, and I just read and, get off from that place. So the Biafrans, people like NJJ Media, people like Charlie Boy, P Square, and the rest of them that believes in Nigeria, I see what you guys are going through now. I can see it. The tribalism and other things. So it's a game for you guys. You guys are playing your hanky-panky, hide and seek. It's on you. It's on you. As the saying goes, give what belongs to a Nigerian zoo to the Nigerian zoo, and to Biafra to Biafra. You cannot play in both games. You can't serve both masters. You cannot serve both masters. You cannot say you love Nigeria and you want to interview Nnamdi Kanu. In NJJ Media, I'm speaking to you. You can't say you believe in Nigeria, that Nigeria will be great, but you have gotten at least 4 interviews with Nnamdi Kanu. You make videos of the Biafran movement. I am speaking of Dr. Damages. Things don't work that way. To the Biafrans who still believe in Nigeria, stick to your Nigeria. Do not come here and distract us. Don't come here and distract us. You can do like that girl in Canada, Uzoma. Agbaroga or whatever her name is. Go and support your Nigeria. Go and clamor for your Nigeria. And leave us alone. Because like Simon Ekpa said, we don't need everybody to get Biafra. No, just a few. Just a few of us can get Biafra. Even in the time of slavery, a few people were able to end slavery. You don't need everybody. That's what I'm saying. So allow the legal team to do what they are doing. Give what belongs to Caesar, and to God. Allow them to do what they are doing in Nigeria. That is for Nigeria. For we, for the Biafrans, for the Biafra Republic government in exile, we have our eyes on the prize. We have our eyes on the rising sun. We have our eyes on Biafra. We have our eyes on the self-referendum that will take place on December 2nd. That's what I'm trying to say here. But some of you are getting worried. That girl who sent me this video, why are you getting worried? Forget about what is. In fact, do not get distracted by Aloy Ejimakor. We know he's doing a good job, but don't allow it to affect you. That's their plan. They want to put it in your mind to stress you out. Please, our elders that love Nnamdi Kanu, do not allow the antics of the zoo government, of the zoo judiciary, of Binta Yaku. Don't allow it to give you high blood pressure. Please, I'm begging you. Ignore them. Focus on Simon Ekpa. Focus on the Biafra Liberation Government in Exile. If you are stressed, watch the videos, the broadcast of Simon Ekpa. I am begging you. Do not be distracted. Do not lose your health because of the games, the cabal they are playing with the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu. Very, very sad. Our legal team, they are thinking, okay, they are going to a real case. They don't know the cabal. They're just playing them like ping pong. Let's continue, I beg. I'm angry now.
So this is the essence. This is what happened in court today, where justice was turned upside down when our two applications that go to fair hearing were refused. But we are going to bounce back. There are more applications to come.
Are you going to appeal on this ground?
Yeah, definitely. Appeal is ongoing as I speak. Today, by tomorrow, appeal is filed. Okay, excuse me.
For those who don't know, the appeal just went through today. They have sent the appeal today. Okay? The appeal he was speaking about, they have sent it to today. Let's continue.
Please, in addition to that, yes. Please, yes. In addition to that, what happened today is an act of Federal High Court overruling the decision of a Supreme Court. I want you to get it right, because the Supreme Court said Nnamdi Kanu never jumped bail, that the court ought not have revoked that bail on the application of the violator of his right, that is the federal government. You cannot benefit from your own wrong. And we thought that the Supreme Court would have exercised its power under Section 6 of the Constitution to make a consequential order directing that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. But they directed that the trial should be continued here, and we should make an application. Of course, we ought not have made any application. Court should have exercised his power discretionary and released Nnamdi Kanu. That they never did. Then, secondly, which is the most fundamental, I had been going there to visit Nnamdi Kanu. They never allow me to exercise my right as counsel to Nnamdi Kanu. And my right was violated. I took DSSS to Federal High Court. Federal High Court warned DSSS, ordered them to apologize to me, and ordered that they should pay me 5 million naira for close to 2 years now. They have not paid that money, and though I just allow it, that's why I have not enforced it, because 70% is running on top of it. Nobody has appealed against it. So now we filed the same application before the court. It's in the court file, asking my Lord to prove that
get quality.
Oh Lord, have mercy, Lord.
we are not free. Where court has even taken judicial notice of that, but all to no avail. Now the court said that we should apply
since we cannot transfer Nnamdi Kanu to Kuje prison, stating that there is no security at Kuje prison, so that we are now applying that Nnamdi Kanu should be detained, should be remanded in a private house. And we are suggesting Abia State Government House or Abia State Liaison Office. So that is the application. So that is it.
Yeah. You know, they told him to calm down. It's, you need not talk too much, you know. Okay. But my people, this is the case there. This is what is happening. I had to decode this for you guys to understand what just happened today. Let's continue. It doesn't end here. Listen.
I want
to thank the press, for keeping the struggle alive. Yes. Now, I must tell us something. What happened today in this court is almost like an opportunity lost to bring peace, immediate peace, to the southeast. The Supreme Court had given the Federal High Court the opportunity to bring peace to the southeast,
and they lost it.
Unfortunately, they are toying with that opportunity given to them by the Supreme Court. All that the Federal High Court need was to go back to the ruling of the Supreme Court and follow it, and give back the bill it had previously withdrawn, and then you will see absolute peace in the southeast. But with what happened today, it's obvious that certain persons don't want that peace to return to the southeast.
Okay.
And we are imploring members of the public to please continue to interrogate the reason why the Supreme Court judgment of 15 December 2023 will not be complied with by a Federal High Court.
Okay.
We need a Federal High Court to simply obey the orders of the Superior Court. A court, look, you did not employ the judges of the Supreme Court for the sake of employing them. Whatever word they utter from their mouth touches on something fundamental. And in this case, in other circumstance, what is fundamental is Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail. You have no reason to have revoked his bail. Restore it. And the Federal High Court is kind of toying and playing around with it, thereby continuing to create the chaos in the southeast, thereby continuing to make the federal government waste money. Do you know how much the federal government is spending every day now? 500 million. They told us they spend 500 million naira. Somebody is signing off that check.
500 million naira of Biafran oil being wasted. Just see how they share the national cake. 500 million naira every time Nnamdi Kanu attends court. That's how they share their money in a banana republic. Which is why I'm telling you guys that we shall make sure that kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu will be more expensive than releasing him. At this point, the legal team, they've done all what they could do. Even the Supreme Court said, revert back to the bail condition. But a High Court, Justice Bintan Yaku, a High Court person said, no, I will not give you bail, because she understands the program. She understands the memo. She knows she cannot go against the cabal. You guys are the ones, deceiving yourselves. If you think there is rule of law in that zoo, you are deceiving yourself. You have seen criminals that have been made governors in that zoo. Criminals who are politicians, they don't go to jail, despite they steal billions. I rest my case. Please and please and please, I want to speak to all the Biafrans. Do not allow the case of Nnamdi Kanu to break your heart. Yes, today the legal team, they have gone to court, the appeal court. They have laid down their case, seeking bail. Whatever the outcome, do not allow it to affect your health condition. If they say no, they will, remand him in DSS dungeon. Do not allow it to affect you. Obatobie has a program. He's still carrying out the assignment to actualize Biafra. All eyes must be on the rising sun. He told us that that's an assignment he gave us. This one now is a distraction because it is happening in Nigeria. We are not attached to Nigeria. We don't believe in Nigeria anymore. We don't respect the rule of law in Nigeria. We don't respect the judicial system in Nigeria. We are not part of Nigeria. We have cut off ourselves. Any link, any legal whatever has been cut off. We have no contract with Nigeria. The only reason why these men, they are there now is because they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu while on holiday in Kenya and they took him to Nigeria. So what these guys they are doing, allow them to do it. Give what belongs to Caesar and to God. They are in Nigeria. They are legal men in Nigeria. They are lawyers in Nigeria. For the fact Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and sent to Nigeria, he needs to have legal counsel. But all what they are doing, we know the game because we know he is not actually going through court. What they have him for is like a political prisoner. We know the game. So allow them to do what they are doing, but do not allow their actions or inactions or the outcome of their, their legal team to affect yourself. Focus on the goal. Focus on Simon Ekpa. Focus on the Biafra Republic government in exile. Focus on the actions we have. Focus on all the objectives we have set out. Focus on supporting the movement. And above all, prepare yourself for the 2nd of December. Where we shall officially self-declare the restoration of Biafra. That's all. All these other things, they're just preambles. Do not allow them to affect you. I'm speaking to the elderly because I know we love our leaders so much. We love Nnamdi Kanu, but do not allow the Zoom media there. These guys, they are not fair. Please, do not expect them to show you justice. Do not expect them. No. That should be the least of your expectations. See Nnamdi Kanu as a man who is a prisoner of war, and we have vowed that we shall make them holding Nnamdi Kanu to be more expensive than releasing him. And when worse come to worse, Nnamdi Kanu will be exchanged via prisoner exchange, because we shall not stop. Our Biafra movement will not stop for anybody. We will not stop this movement for anybody. If the zoo, they are thinking, oh, there is still this last chance. This is their last chance, their last opportunity to distract us, to make us turn around and be looking at their law court, be looking at their appeal court, be looking at the court of Justice Binta Yako and hoping and begging God to change her mind, to make her to rethink and reconsider for all that is good and releasing Nnamdi Kanu. If they can get us towards looking into that, then it means we have been defeated, because they have succeeded in making you to lose your focus. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They have fooled us once, they will never fool us again. From me, from here, for now, I'm gonna say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I remain yours truly, Biafra Superstars Media. God bless you. Have a good day, have a good afternoon, and have a good night. Bye-bye.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan. But let me turn Lord Logan. And it's why Flora show 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.